She's not entered into slavery only because of money being lent on interest, but also because of, oh, I didn't bring it, huh? Anybody has a South African rand here you can lend me? I'm talking with a paper, not a gold coin. Yeah. I don't know whether you will have ever seen this. It's a piece of paper, and you put a picture on it. Ah, here we are. I don't know whether you've ever seen this. You take a piece of paper and you put a picture on it, and you put a number on it, and then you assign to it an entirely fictitious value. An entirely fictitious value. But before you use that word, fictitious value, you better go and do your homework first. You have to study international monetary economics before you make this statement, which I have done. Alhamdulillah. So you take a piece of paper, you put a picture, you put a number. You say abracadabra. And some mysteriously, it acquires a fictitious value. And with one piece of paper you can buy chicken, and with another piece of paper you can buy a BMW. I don't think the Ummah of Muhammad ﷺ will ever be deceived into accepting this as paper. Certainly not the scholars of Islam. I don't think that day would ever come with you. Do you? Will we ever descend to such a depth of blindness that we will accept? Huh? So she's a slave woman, and this is one of the reasons. All that they have to do is to keep on printing. Buy machines and keep on printing. And those donkeys out there will keep on asking for the paper. And they also start to print, their paper. But those donkeys, they don't understand when they take a basket full of their paper to Manhattan, they can't even buy a cup of coffee. Because it's not hard currency. No. We have a certain chemical, we just dip it in the chemical, it becomes hard currency. And they don't have it, so there's not hard currency. Huh? It's fun, isn't it? Except on Judgment Day, when we have to answer for it. But not only is she a slave woman, but in addition to that, she gives birth to a baby. If it's a baby boy, no problem. The baby boy will not rule over her. Why? The baby boy will not rule over her. And time will come when the world of women is going to be turned upside down to such an extent that the sun will rise from the west. They're going to be dressed and yet naked. They are the last people to go out to Dajjal, said the Prophet ﷺ. And a man will have to return to his home and tie down his wife and sister and daughter to save them from being deceived by Dajjal. So Dajjal attacks the world of women with an attack which will brainwash them so utterly and so thoroughly. You can talk from now until Judgment Day, you will not be able to impress your daughter. It will be like water falling off the back of a duck. So you'll have to tie her down, forcibly restrain, to save her from the Dajjal. What is this attack that he's going to launch on women? God created the male and gave to the male certain functions. And He created the female and He gave her a biological constitution. And He gave her a physiological constitution because she is functionally different. But Dajjal comes along and attempts to take the night and make her day. So he said that women will be dressed like men. Have you seen her? With the jacket, and with the trousers, and with the tie. Have you seen her? 1400 years ago he said that this will happen. She is dressed like a man because she is now seeking to assume the functional role of men in society. That anything a man does, a woman should have the freedom to do it. But in the process, she is either compromising or neglecting or abandoning her functional role that Allah gave to her when Allah created her from a drop of sperm. The face changes. The face becomes masculine. The voice changes. The voice becomes masculine. The behavior changes. And after Dajjal has destroyed her femininity, he also destroys her fertility. She can't have babies. So now she's got to go to the clinic, the fertility clinic. And this guy comes along, this Dajjal, and tells her after all of that, he tells her, "You come a long way, baby." Imagine that. So now she has to go to the woman down in the hold of the ship, so that her womb will become a factory. And she's paid for her services. And when the baby is born, of course, during the 9 months, make sure you drink bottled water, mineral water. And don't eat that stuff, eat organic food and so on, because that's a first-class baby inside there, you know. And then the baby is born and the baby goes first class, and mama remains in the hold of the ship. It's already here. It's already here. This surrogate parenting is already here. Why pay $70,000 in the United States when you can go to Bangladesh and get it for $7,000? You can go to India and get it for $7,000. Huh? So you have to open your eyes and see. You have to take a little time to see. And when you look, you must look with nur from Allah. And then you'll see the slave woman giving birth to her mistress.